Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glory's Empire, continuing our Rome game, where we got Syracuse to fall here, and then we're probably going to start a war with Carthage, because Carthage has two of our four objectives. One's up in Britain, which we're just not going to go for. Um, yeah, Carthage has two of our three objectives that we care about. Syracuse is actually the other one, so we'll be told where the next one is when Syracuse falls. In the meantime, we got an empire to manage. The fleet has raised expenses, so we probably want to raise revenue. In addition to just raising culture. Here we don't need the prison. Though, the decadence vector from the prison is not bad. Spinning mill, 26 money income is not bad. Fortress. Fortress doesn't take a spot up. So I think I'm actually going to go with the fortress because it doesn't take a spot up, and we could basically take it as a reroll. Here we're looking for irrigation canals, which finally popped up. Ooh, or Grand Observatory. Can I turn down one legacy and 133 culture for the irrigation canals we've been fishing for? No, I'm not going to turn it down. That's just too much culture. Too valuable. Bank here, decent bank, 34 income. Or no, we need loyalty here. So I'm going to take the Horatian Tribune. Not because it's the perfect source of loyalty, but because that will get us up to 6 culture buildings. A lot of the really big loyalty granting buildings are tier 3 culture buildings. Counterintuitively, tier 3 culture buildings are usually not very good for building culture, with the exception of the wonders, whether national or world. Pleasure House is loyalty, so we'll take the Pleasure House. One building here to go in Rome. We don't need the loyalty bonus in Rome. Market's not bad. Could go health to increase growth rate. Yeah, I'm thinking going health and increase growth rate, so we'll take the fishing house. We only need 30 industry here. Let's, well, first we'll go ahead and increase revenue to help support the fleet. Okay, that's a little overkill, but that'll be fine. And then we need 30 industry, so that's exactly it. Okay. At which point we'll have a little bit we can take off to throw into food. Plantation here will finish next turn. 131. I want to piggy bank a bit with the Royal Treasury. We could do that here. It's not a bad choice. 3. Where is my other one? Here's one of the older ones. See, this is Grand 1. And if you're this is also a way to get culture, right? So as these level up, they generate more and more culture. Provide between 300 and 350 money to its owner. Yeah, this is not bad, and it's increasing the garrison. So, they start out empty. Obviously, they don't start out particularly valuable. But early on, they just cost money, provide some decadence. But they provide culture as they fill up. Got 4 slots here. Probably not good enough to warrant a coastal market. Fortune teller. They don't really have a good choice here. Though this is a big place, so it probably would benefit from. Yeah, probably would benefit from trying to build up the health here. Keep the growth going. So we'll grab sanitation. Could go tier 2 health here, so you can pick up the wash house. We have the ability to pave this road. basically at full size until we get more population growth. We'll take up the warehouse. The warehouse actually sounds pretty good. Then we've got the guy. Why aren't we allowed to pave this road? Should actually be able to pave the road. Why is that not showing up? I don't know. Must be missing one of the other requirements for paved roads. I just sort of gleam over and miss. Interesting. Yeah, we should be able to put a paved road there, but apparently this guy is not able to do that. Oh, we do want a regional road over there at some point, so we'll move the army over there. Okay, we got spare builder here, or spare building place here. Temple to increase conversion rate's not bad. And we don't need that much converted to it, I suppose. Cool. Yeah, so we can spare basically all of it. Okay, so as long as we've got surplus production once everyone's off the job, we can roll with that. So we'll make money so we can free up workers elsewhere. And slaves will go to food. Because I think this is a small enough province, it's likely production positive. The way I build, at least. Production positive, even if they run off of production. I say that, and we're getting closer and closer to that not being the case. 49. Okay, so that's production, basically production neutral. And that take us negative, we don't want to be there. Temple will complete. That gave us another 400 money being produced, which we will in the capital. Do you want it in the capital? Yeah, in the capital, we're going to turn into more growth. Capital region, at least. There we go. Plenty of buildings to build here. Street polars are nice when you've got access to papyrus. Don't need the loyalty, so we're going to leave the worship place alone. Making another place produce culture, that's always nice to see. Yeah, that's a decent farm. Get you to build regional roads. That area. You've got your regional roads already. You're having the guy start to wander out of the area then, by the looks of it. Yeah, probably start to wander down here. Go there specifically. We're under siege here by rebels. The Italic rebel army. Heavy infantry. So this is the province modifier coming from the Druid hideout here. On the other hand, we got a Praetorian Guard garrison. Okay, we'll just give you Wilderness Expert to lead the Sally. And yeah, these guys are gonna be like, yeah, no, just. Gonna go ahead and tell you to exit the fortified structure, which will cause a battle, which we should happily win. Okay, 2-6-2 down here. Iron Mine's not bad. 6 on Emporia this itself. Street Polar, bad. And Cult Site to get the conversion going faster. You did not receive your skirmishers for whatever reason. Or the skirmishers to make a move over to join. We'll send these skirmishers over to North Africa to join up with that group. I think we'll go ahead and we'll keep recruiting more skirmishers. They're going to get progressively more expensive. But they're the best skirmishers we get. So I'm not worried about paying that. And we now control Etna. What do we want to build in Etna? Coastal Market. Yeah, probably the Coastal Market. Actually, you know what? You're just going to reroll. Actually, not reroll. You're going to do the walls, because it's basically a reroll. Going through the rest of our buildings. 8 culture is not quite enough to offset the decadence there, I think. We're going to take the training ground. Quarry's not bad. Yeah, we'll do the quarry here instead of going for the canals. And that's our buildings for the turn, okay? Art of the Siege, sure. Well, prospect for resources, Sardinia. Do naval support there. Okay. One is gone. Because one of our 0-0s retired. I don't think we had the 0-0 assigned to anything. Dalek Rebels, okay. We'll see how things go over this turn. We'll probably be contemplating storming the fort maybe on the next turn. There's our Sally and the Rebels. Skirmish or skirmish. Couple batches are tired. And our Telefoot going against the regular infantry are not going to be particularly great. I say, and then promptly watch one of them win. But the Praetorians are doing a great job. Yeah, there we go. Rebels defeated. Rebellion put down. And we're still in the progressing tier as a glorious empire. Apparently even rising a little bit. Dacia is proposing a trade deal. What are your clauses? We give you money, you give us metal? No. I make more metal than I need. So let's just I'm gonna come over here. Not so precious iron, yep. Please give us money. In the army now. reduce drafting because we just don't need them. And I think change our civilization society is changing aristocratic elite. So we could try to change it over to something like Great Builders or something. But we'll just roll with what we've got. Points of resistance. That's my knowledge. The Scythe, 5% food bonus. Oh, ruler is currently missionary. Got a 2-0 to just a free new 2-0. Okay. Prospect resources. We'll prospect the other island, Corsica. We now have this place under blockade. The Carthaginians have shown up, so we're not going to wait around. We're going to carry out an assault, because I just want it. I want it before the Carthaginians defects the Carthaginians or something. Building a fortress here. We'll finish next turn. Apparently didn't finish this turn. We need 4 production. Okay. Little short on money. Want to get the... Well, a little short on what I want the money to be. Which is a little bit different, I suppose, than being a little bit short on money. 3 things to build there. 2 things to build there. 4 thing... Okay, yeah. We probably does want to be that first province I was looking at. Making the money. So we only need 4 production here, so most of this can get freed up to make money for food. But at the same time, I don't necessarily need piles upon piles of money, we just need some. So that's all the money, all the additional money we're going to make this turn. I think. And then we're going to focus mostly on increasing population. 49 free. That amount. There we go. That's enough to finish the fortress. We'll see where we are construction-wise post-fortress construction. New building here. Could build the Pleasure District, which is the national wonder version of it. I just don't think that's really worth doing, so we're going to leave that alone. Blacksmith. Probably blacksmith. Yeah, we don't have infrastructure buildings. Probably blacksmith. Unless I'm going to go try to build up the health buildings to grow faster, but no, we'll go blacksmith. We need money. Car workshop. Not a lot of money. It's a 15 money. 29 culture is not bad. Oh, it's 0.6 decadence, which maybe isn't something to make it worth rushing into. And again, we do want money. We'll do our workshop. And we need a little bit more. We can see here, this is where we need more production. A little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. That's probably actually just overkilled it. Oh, yeah. Right about there. Close. So those will finish next turn. Get some more money income, which allows us to shift guys off of making money. Could squirrel away a little bit more with the Royal Treasury here. Yeah. For the proverbial rainy day that probably will never come. Preceptor House. 3 building slots in Massalina. Yep, Scriptorium. $15 is not bad. Oh, and we already have the infrastructure for this, so actually this is probably the place where we want to do money. At least for a turn. We get some growth in other places while we're waiting. Okay, that takes us about 600 that we can take off of other places. Like all this stuff down here, we'll move you over to food. Maybe over here as well. He's over to food. I actually still have too much construction there, so we want to move these over to food as well. Yeah, so Scriptorium finishes the turn. Speed up livable construction here. Not that we necessarily need here to speed it up, but we will. Okay. That's fine. Lots of little things here. Don't need the Perleisure House here. 2 nearby buildings would be working better if we built that. Not by very... In fact, it would be negative because we don't have the purple there. The Legion Camp. Don't need the loyalty. We'll do the city walls then. School. School's nice. And here... we have infrastructure building wise. Okay, let's grab the Wheelmaker. So we retain access to level 2s in case the Dispel goes away. Oops. Weaver's not bad for money. It's a pretty decent Weaver. Brickworks. The Druid hideout has been found, and all the Covenant has been hanged. Okay. So the source of the rebellion there is gone. Which will probably help a little bit with the unrest. Your hate slavers, yeah. Piss the slavers off. And I do it again. Wait, you've received your slingers. You've received your slingers. Let's invade the Iberia here. Oh, they're actually on both sides of us, never mind. It means I probably want more armies over there before I do it. Okay, let's have you guys go out to army on Sardinia. See to keep recruiting more slingers. Because the two armies over here are going to want it as well. And then we can do naval support. I think that'll go in before the troops go in. We'll see. And yeah, I think we're at a good place to end the turn. I'm also realizing I forgot to put a timer on, so sorry YouTube, this part will either be really long or really short, because I think we'll play out maybe a turn or two more, and then end the part. Oh, and they only have one less garrison in the place, which of course goes well. Well, that might have been because of the artillery bombardment as well from the naval units. So there we go. Taking that objective, we'll be told where the new objective is. And we're apparently pushing towards another golden age. My cell or displace slaves, we go for displace, as is usual. Okay, move our troops back up there. Push you into port to do some repairs. Push you into a different port location, I think. Yeah, we'll push you over into that port. And then I suppose we're going to be contemplating invading Carthage. Carthage is probably next. Where was our new objective? We didn't get given a new objective, okay. Macedonia. Or did we get a new objective? Well, actually, we did get a new objective. There's a new objective. We just lost 2 on the last turn, I think. We lost the one over here as well. Okay. So it only gives us 1 a turn. If you're not in a camp. Camp before. Build a harbor. Or, well, this is also build up a harbor if you already have a harbor somewhere. So we'll build a level 0 harbor, a level 1 harbor there. No colonies to bolster. And yeah, it's sort of a toss-up. Do we go into Carthage? I think the answer is go into Carthage. Could technically push into Massalia here for that objective. They don't have any walls, so that might actually be a bit of a blitz if we played it right. Did you only recruit 4 of 5? I thought I queued up 6. Did only recruit 5, okay. Gonna be a delay for the next one coming out. These guys do have a navy. Yeah. Okay, so big fleet. Can I, instead of having you go over there, can I have you go there? Should get there in time. We will go ahead and we'll actually declare on these guys instead of Carthage. We'll take that objective. We may still declare on Carthage turn after next. I'm gonna move down there. Yeah, we got a target here, unwalled. There's actually 2 targets here that we probably want to overrun. Only one of them's walled. Oh no, both of them's walled, so it'll take a little bit to take through the rest of Sicily here. But we got 2 armies positioned for that, so that's not world-ending. Build that regional road. Large quarry, probably worth building. Isn't actually going to take up a building slot. How much industry do you need to build that? Or how much industry? The answer is another 80. Another 85. There we go. That'll punch it. Apparently my revenue went up. Went up a lot more than I was expecting. That's fine. Decent spinning mill. Yeah, we'll take the decent spinning mill here. Oh, we do probably want the loyalty here. So taking the gladiator school for the loyalty wouldn't be too bad. We don't need the money too necessarily for the fair, so we'll delay on the fair a little bit and take the gladiator school. We do need a little bit more workers to finish the gladiator school up on time. A little bit more than that. Do is we'll swap that one over. How much should we exceed the gladiator school by? About 40, so we can go over. About there, I think. Yep, that's close enough. An academy. Enlightenment plus 20% culture, decadence reduction. This is the upgrade from the school. Yep. No, the other choice would be obviously go for land expansion, but no. Academy. Decadence reduction would be terrible. Culture is great. I suppose at this point we can take some of these guys off of making money to make construction a little bit faster. Get the academy down a little bit earlier. Yeah, about that. 2 buildings to build here. Irrigation system. Yeah, we'll do the irrigation system. Not much of an improvement there, but when we get more upgrades in, it'll be even better. More of the stuff in. We'll pick up the cult site, because that'll get us 6 culture buildings. We can start fishing for the tier 3, and we have enough infrastructure saved up that will complete this turn. 2 buildings there. Precept house. 2 buildings here. Don't need the loyalty. Might do the blacksmith. Depends. Can already be imported from various places. Builder hole. Apparently it's only 5 infrastructure. That's because we don't have any work on infrastructure right now, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do the builder hole. And then here we got one. Mill. Because we do have irrigation canals here. But we'd like to upgrade irrigation system at some point. Oh, it was upgraded from irrigation system at some point. This is a pretty good bonus. We'll grab the mills here. Okay, we'd like to be able to drag people back to production, so let's at least drag the excess farmers back. Those stuff building quicker. You can see, I think the village hall, of course, is we're moving more people to productivity, is going to, our infrastructure is going to be looking better as well. 5 turns. Could be better, but it's a decent start. 1 building to build here. Yeah, because we know the frankincense, that's a real bad build. Crafting district's not too bad, that goes 3 commerce buildings. Oh, and at this point we don't need that much construction, right? Because that's pretty cheap. Yeah, that's cheap enough that we can just take everyone off of construction, free up revenue generators elsewhere. Get some increased food production as well, get the zone growing a little faster. Yep, still able to complete in one turn, because it has 187 banked and only needs 60 something. Need 5 open in Emporia, so Emporia definitely wants to grow. Honestly, don't like any of these choices. Reroll. Sorry, Emporia, you just picked bad choices. Public Works, Roman Camp. You can't quite get to Emporia in one turn. Places we want to stop between Emporia and Jew. Yeah, let's have you go there and we'll build a Limes on the way. Then we'll go to Emporia next turn. Not too bad of a furnace, so we'll take that in furnace. And then the 9th province is the islands over here. Grab crafting district. Oh, actually, they need the last person to make some food, or keep the island food positive. We'll upgrade the port. Every once in a while you get a regional decision for it, but regional decision is rare enough that it's usually worth it upgrading the port anyway. Unlike the Legionnaires building roads, where because you can do that every turn, it's always worth doing. Cult conversion rate, otherwise we would have gone for the Roman camp. And we just took over Hawaii here. We don't really need the weapon manufacturer here. Might be the best building, though. Yeah, we're gonna go for it just because it's the best building. Try to make sure the place has food. Our troops actually eating troops fed before or after troops? Looks like after, or the troops are fed after. So we probably do want some surplus to feed the troops mostly. And yeah, so the construction here for the weapons manufacturer is terribly slow, while the region's in revolt. But it will calm down like 4 turns. Yeah, similarly there. At that point, we've been the whole way around. Oh, no, missed one. This one here. Farm's not a bad one to grab here. We'll grab a farm. We haven't done anything with you. Okay. Again, not a bad farm. 30 culture, though, is great. Yeah, okay, so that's the whole way around. Nobles to colony. Let's end the turn, and this will be the last end turn of the part, I think. The Great Roman fleet versus the Massaline Massaline fleet. 9 versus 6. They're getting 3 rolls, but we got +3 on the roll. +4 on the roll, yeah. The Romans turning naval battles into land battles. And we're gonna re-up the Golden Age on the next turn, I think, because we're gonna just invade one of our target provinces and get a progress token from it. Marching armies against them. Having prepared themselves in secret, the Belgae are now at war with us. Really? Okay. They don't even have a land board with me. I'm just gonna ignore them. Yeah, so we'll pick up with the invasion of these guys and the invasion of Carthage on the next turn. Did we get another objective? We did. So we now have 3 objectives on Carthage. There. Where's the third one? Down there on the coastline. Yeah, so lots of Carthage to do. So we'll probably declare on Carthage next. But basically, that's that offensive. That offensive is going to go there. So we're going to basically take 2 of these guys' stuff over a turn until we run them all. Might just declare war on Carthage this turn, but we'll check before we do. But that will be in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. I'm going to record one more part today. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. It's going to be a short break between parts, but we'll get right back to it after that break for the last portion of the recording session. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.